A D1 sprinter called this phone asking for my help during his outdoor season. Now, I'm not one to normally take on a task like this, but he sounded like he really needed my help. So we met and I watched the video and I realized that he was missing one key of how to run the 200. And I want to share what I told him with you guys. We worked out only one time, but he went and PR'd by over a quarter of a second in just 1 week. He called me a miracle worker, and I want to share it with you guys. If you're a 200-meter athlete, this is the video for you. Make sure you share it with your friends and your teammates. You like, comment, and subscribe. We love your support. Let's get into this thing. This is a true story, no cap. Okay, so his name is Gavin Kugel. He went to Butler University. I can talk about it now because he's now transferred and moved on. But this time last year, around April, he called me and he said that he saw the work that I was doing with other athletes, some high school kids mostly, but they were running, some really good times. And he asked for my help. He runs the 2 and the 4, but we really want to just focus our energy on the 200, and that's the purpose of this video today. I watched video of him run, and the thing that he wasn't understanding was the 200 is essentially a flying 100. What do I mean by flying 100? If you've ever done fly 30s or fly 10s, you know that there is a build zone and there's a fly zone. In the build zone, you're generating momentum so that you can optimize the fly. The fly is where we're judged and we're timed, but I think we should be judged on the build because the build directly affects the fly. The same thing with the 200. With Gavin, he did not realize that he had to generate more momentum on the curve. Now, if you look at 200-meter splits, typically the last 100 of the 2 is faster than any athlete's open 100-meter time. That tells me, regardless of fatigue and the length of the race, if I don't run fast enough on the curve, I don't get to maximize the speed I have on the straight. This was also the case for Gavin. So if you're an athlete that's looking to improve your 200, I need you to ask yourself, am I saving energy on the curve because I don't want to die out later in the race? If that's the mentality you have, I need you to switch this, because no matter how fatigued you get at the end of the race, it doesn't change the fact that where you have the most energy is in that building phase, which is the curve. With Gavin, we went to the track and our whole focus was on just learning how to generate more speed on the curve. And a big thing that he wasn't doing that you might benefit from was using his arms to generate momentum for him. If you haven't seen the 100-meter video, I would encourage you guys to check that out, because if you don't use your arms enough, you're leaving momentum and speed on the table. The arms are just as important, and it's not good enough just to swing them and move them. There's a certain technique and emphasis and intensity that you need to get up to speed, and the arms play a big role in that. So Gavin and I, the whole practice was essentially block starts, but we really emphasized the role of the arms early in the race. Like coming out the blocks, I needed him to cover more ground. Like I tell you guys, big arms so you can get some speed and momentum. Now he has the keys to effectively run the curve. But we met on a Tuesday. His next meet was on a Saturday. Between Tuesday and Saturday, I needed him to practice this element, practice this protocol, change his mind in how to run the curve. He sent me a video of him at practice, which I'm sharing with you guys, and you could see the difference in his arms. I wish I had more video of him before we started actually working together so you could see the contrast, but he looks like a sprinter. I'm not saying that he didn't before, but he looked faster, and I was confident in his ability. Where I wasn't sure was how quickly he would be able to connect the dots on meet day. When Gavin called me, he had a personal best of 21:67. Gavin sent me a text after he raced that weekend, and he called me a miracle worker.
Track that's Butler.
And he sent me a video with a new PR of 21:41. Now, I'm not saying that I am a miracle worker, because I believe that he always had the ability to run these times. And the same thing I'm telling you, if you're watching this video and you want to run some faster times, you probably already have the keys, but you just aren't maximizing your potential. First step, you must realize that the curve is your building zone. The second 100 is your fly zone. Build the speed on the curve so that you can fly into the finish line on the straight. Number two, to run faster on the curve, think about the things you have at your disposal. For Gavin, we worked on his arms. Being aggressive with his arms helped him create more momentum. And you best believe, just because he left the curve, his arms didn't stop moving. You have to keep moving them through the line, especially when you're tired. He practiced these techniques. The more you can practice it, the more confident you can be on meet day. Last but not least, on meet day, you gotta execute it the same way. On the curve, you gotta tear it up. And know that that second 100, no matter how fatigued you are, is gonna be faster than you've ever run a normal 100 before. And that's the beauty of the two. You do the work on the curve, you can enjoy the fruits of the labor on the straight. If this video has helped you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share it with a teammate. And if you've made it this far, check out these videos.